Folks, there aren't a lot of words for the dog crap that we had to look at tonight. What an absolute disappointment, an absolute disaster, an embarrassing performance. I dropped a short video when I was at the stadium. I posted it already. I don't know if y'all taken a look at it yet, but this is a more lengthy version. And then on Monday night, on Monday night, when we do Hurricanes Unfiltered live, we'll dig in more and talk about this game some more. And obviously, the game coming up against Stanford next week because the Canes have got to figure this thing out. 5-0 coming in, ranked number 2 in the country, 13.5-point favorite. Yeah, I picked Miami to win, and I dropped my 3 keys to victory. And literally, what I said in them 3 keys to victory, it's like I hate being prophetic, but God, dog, key number 1, stop the run, failed. Key number 2, establish the run, failed. Key number 3, be prepared for the gimmick plays. Again, another failure. Miami loses 24-21 to Louisville, falls to 5-1 on the season, and you can be sure that the Canes are probably going to drop somewhere between number 10 and 15 because people don't like Miami, and they're going to find any reason that they can to drop the Hurricanes. So now the Canes are stuck in a situation where the reality is this: they can't lose another game. They may not even make the ACC championship now because of what happened tonight. So even more so, they can't lose another game. They have to dominate the rest of the season. They got to win convincingly. They have to win the rest of these games. If they lose another game, they will not make the college football playoff. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter how good people think they are. The ACC will not have a 2-loss team that does not make the ACC championship in the playoffs. It's just that simple. Miami has all the talent in the world. And the biggest statement, biggest thought was the only way they can screw this up is if Mario Cristobal and his staff find a way to screw this up. And they did. We can put blame on Carson Beck with his 4 interceptions. It was not a great performance by him by any means. He was 25 of 35 for 271. He threw no touchdowns and he threw 4 interceptions. His last one at the Louisville 20, at the Louisville 30 with 32 seconds left with the Canes in field goal range. But his first one, I didn't think was that much his fault. I thought he made a good throw. Malachi Tony was open beyond 3 players. DB comes way over to cut off the play and make the pick. But Malachi Tony was tackled on that play. Should have been a pass interference, in my opinion. And I don't think it was a bad throw. I just think it hung a little bit too much, but it wasn't a bad throw per se. The PI, there was a PI on that play without a doubt, in my opinion, and should have been called. That's just my thought. Second pick wasn't a great decision. Deep ball again. Third pick, he took ownership of it. And Carson Beck, look, he stood up and he took ownership of his game. He says he got to play better. But he's took ownership of it, but his left guard completely whiffed on a block. His left guard got blown. His left guard got blown right by, and he had not a second to throw the football. And he let it go. I mean, it is what it is. It's a little hard to make a good throw when you have a guy literally in your jaw when you turn around. So I think the last pick to end the game, Carson Beck says that it was a miscommunication. The receiver was it was a hot read. And had he been where he was supposed to be, the pick wouldn't have happened. So we'll take that for what it is. But all 3 keys to this game, I said, were the 3 main keys, and none of them happened for the Hurricanes. And that's it. They still had a chance to win this game. A game they didn't deserve to win. They were outplayed. They were outcoached. They were out-schemed. They were unprepared. And we're going to talk about that tonight. Welcome back to Hurricanes Unfiltered. Part of Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. I never thought I'd be making a video about this, man. I really didn't think I'd be making a video about a loss. But I got to tell you, I'm pissed. I'm sure you're pissed. I'm sure we're all pissed. I'm pissed about a lot of things, but I want to say this to start off this video. For all the fans that walked out with 8 minutes to go at 24-13, for all of you people, I'm calling all y'all out. For all of you people who walked out with 8 minutes to go, don't come back. Do not come back. Because fans like y'all are why the city of Miami, Miami-Dade County, and everything Miami related gets a bad rap. Y'all are the same type of people that walked out on the Miami Heat in Game 6 against the San Antonio Spurs before the Heat come back and win the game. And then are banging on the door to get back in the building because you walked out with 30 seconds to go of a finals game. Like, you got to be some shit level of fan to me to walk out of a game 24-13 with 8 minutes to go. What happened after that? The very next play on defense, Miami forces a fumble, returns it to the 10. A couple plays later, they're in the end zone, 2-point conversion. It's a 24-21 game, and y'all motherfuckers left. I'm disgusted with how empty that building was tonight. The upper deck was 10,000 empty seats. And in the fourth quarter, with 8 minutes to go, there were chunks of empty seats. People walking out with 8 minutes left in an 11-point game. Have you not watched college football before? Yes, Miami lost this game. Miami had the ball with a chance to tie it or win it in regulation at the Louisville 30. And y'all motherfuckers left. Don't come back. Because shit fans like you make me sick. It wasn't like Miami was down 30. They're down 11. It ain't like they couldn't score. They struggled tonight for sure. Absolutely. But you walk out, you show how disloyal some of y'all motherfuckers really are. And it disgusts me. It absolutely disgusts me. So this game is on Mario Cristobal, bro. This game is on Shannon Dawson. This game is on Corey Heatherman. This game is on the coaches, bro. Yeah, you can put some of it on Carson Beck. This is on the coaches. This was the game. This was like, don't fuck it up. Don't wreck the Ferrari. And they wrecked the Ferrari tonight. Wholly unprepared. Zachariah Poyser gets on the mic in the post-game press conference and probably says some shit he should not be saying. That dude kept it a buck. He kept it real. He was honest. He says, they did stuff we never seen before. We were not prepared. And I will play that. I will, post that video as well, that press conference video. We were not prepared. 2 weeks. You had a bye week and you're unprepared. How the hell are you not prepared for the trash that Louisville ran? Louisville didn't run anything special. There was nothing special about what Louisville did tonight. Zero. Nothing special. They ran swings, they ran crosses, and they ran the ball. Isaac Brown gashes Miami on the first drive. The Miami defense cannot tackle tonight. Cannot tackle. First play of the game, an 11-yard run for Isaac Brown. And you could see off the rip what these guys were going to do. You could see it. Swing passes all night. Miller Moss is a stationary quarterback. And this is the one thing that I probably should have thought of, and I didn't think of it myself. But I'm not a college football coach. I'm not. You know that the Miami Hurricanes have the best defensive line in the country, and they didn't play all that well. They didn't play well against the run either. They didn't play all that well, but linebacker play wasn't very good. DB play wasn't very good. Like, overall, they did not. The first quarter was a debacle. Okay, first possession they get an 11-yard chunk run, a 28-yard chunk run. It was just chunk here, chunk there. The Canes do stop them and force a field goal from 22 yards. And I'm thinking to myself, I was shocked that Louisville didn't just go for it from 4th and 2, 4th and 2 from the 4-yard line. And instead, they bring their field goal unit out, and I thought there could be a fake field goal here, and they run a fake field goal, and Miami is not ready for it. I cannot believe how unprepared this team was. But Zachariah Poyser said this: they were unprepared. He said it. I couldn't believe he said it, but he said it. And people were talking in the press like, "Yo, boy, he said that." Like he said that shit. Seriously, they hadn't seen this stuff. Whose job is that? That's the job of the coaches, to have the sense and the foresight to know that maybe you haven't seen this on film, but this is what teams are going to start doing. And I did ask the question of him as well. I said, you know that you guys have an elite defensive line, and the only way to avoid having the pressure be nonstop is quick passes, left, right, quick crosses, slants. You're not having a lot of deep balls going. There were no deep passes thrown against Miami tonight. None. Miller Moss did not go down the field. I don't even know. Let's see. What was his long for the night? The long pass for the night was a 36-yard pass to Chris Bell. It was a 5-yard slant. I'm sorry, a 5-yard cross. It was a 5-yard cross from the 36-yard line. OJ Frederick is on him. He's backed up way too much, in my opinion. He runs right into one of his teammates. He loses his balance. Bell's crossing across the middle, catches the ball right across the middle, takes it right up the sideline to make it 14-0. There's your game right there. It's 14-0. Just like 9 minutes into the first quarter. That's their long. The next longest pass play was 14 yards. They ran slants, crosses, and swings all game long, and they never adjusted. If you know this is what they're going to do, why are you not pressing tighter, man? Isaac Brown goes 15 carries, 113 yards. He was slicing and dicing Miami up. If he wasn't in the game, Louisville was not running the football. They ran 36 times. 3 were Miller Moss. 1 team 1. Cullen Lacey 2 carries. David Chapeau 1. Keyshawn Brown 5. And Deuce Adams 2. If Isaac Brown was not in that game, Louisville could not run the ball. But Isaac Brown was chunking Miami up. And Miami doesn't adjust. Miami doesn't adjust. I think they figured it out a bit, but they didn't adjust. Because what happened in the second half? Louisville went right back to it, and it continued to work. Miami shut it down in the second quarter, but in the third, the fourth, it started to work again. But it was Isaac Brown. When he was in the game, they ran the ball. When he wasn't, they largely couldn't. Now, it's 24. So they're down. The Canes are down 14-0. First possession for Miami goes a 3-and-out. Well, 4-and-out, really. But it's a 3-and-out because they commit a stupid personal foul. It was a 3-and-out. 4-yard pass to C.J. Daniels. Short run. Or was it a run play? I think it was a run play. And then a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness. I believe it was on Francis Magoa for tossing somebody. And now you're behind the sticks, 3-yard pass, punt. Louisville gets a short field, 46 yards, 4 plays later, touchdown. That's the 36-yard touchdown pass to Chris Bell. 35-yard touchdown to Chris Bell. And it's 14-0. Miami responds immediately, though. 5 plays, 75 yards, 30-yard pass to C.J. Daniels, 39-yard pass to Malachi Toney. Now, I got to be honest with you. The play calling inside the 10-yard line is becoming an abomination. Like, this is not – now you can no longer say this is a situational thing, a one-time thing. This happened – the same shit that happened in Tallahassee – what was it? Was the Gators, against the Gators. Same shit happened tonight. The same shit. Inside the 10 or 20-yard line, the play calling went to trash. Let's just keep running the ball into the backsides of the linemen. Here's the thing. Louisville pushed up in the box the entire game. So my preview where I talked about if they're going to be in the box or not early on, well, they didn't waste time. They were in the box. We have a good idea now what's going to start happening. And I did ask Zachariah Poyser about that you need to be prepared for this, right? How do you prepare for this now? Because you're going to have teams that are going to stuff the box for one. On the off, I asked this of Carson Beck actually. They're going to stuff the box for one, and on defense, they're going to just throw quick routes to avoid having the defense line being able to rear their ears back and get after the quarterback. I thought they would knock Miller Moss's head off. Couldn't get to him. Had one sack, not 5 like I expected. Very little pressure because he dumped the ball off so fast. But on an offensive end, I asked Carson Beck about this in the press conference and kind of went around it because one of the biggest problems that I'm seeing with the running game right now is that they don't do anything outside. Everything is inside the tackles. But if you're blocking 8 with 5, you're going to create a mountain of people that Mark Fletcher and Marty Brown can't get through. And if you're not ever going on the outside with Jordan Lyle, and he played tonight, you're never going on the outside with him and stretching it wide. How the hell do you think Louisville ran the ball, man? They largely stretched it wide. They stretched it wide. They were running sweeps. They had some inside, but a lot of sweeps. And look, I thought Miami's tackling, especially early on, was horrible. It was the worst. I felt like I was watching last year's defense tackling wise. It was bad tackling, missed tackles, no swarming, no violence. Just not what we have seen. Not what we have seen. But for Christ's sakes, if you don't adjust to how teams are playing you defensively, Mario and coaches, we're going to see this every freaking week. You better get used to it. And you can't adjust it by just throwing swing passes. You better start using different types of running attacks, different types of blocking schemes, not just helmet on helmet. You need to pull some guards, pull some people, and run them out. I mean, you have to change this thing up. You can't just do 3 yards in a cloud of dust. If they're going to have 8 guys in the box, you need to freaking do something different. It's amazing. It's 24 to freaking 13, and they finally run an end around play to Malachi Tony, and he scores. He walks into the end zone. You have to change it up. There's nothing of interest in this offense right now. They're very, very basic. The Canes are running nothing crossing the field. It's either a swing left, a swing right. Beg Malachi Tony to break a tackle because that kid, he gets through holes that don't even exist. He's amazing. Every game, he makes us see how amazing he is. 9 catches, 135 yards, a 61-yard reception, a 39-yard reception. This dude just makes plays. Throws a 2-point conversion to make it 24-21. I mean, it's ridiculous. CJ Daniels goes 7 for 74. Keelan Mary goes 5 for 33. I think the lack of a tight end for the Hurricanes is really showing its face. Really showing its face. Alex Bauman had 1 catch for 14 yards. Elijah Lofton had 1 catch for 4 yards. Those are your tight ends. You got nothing out of your tight ends. You did very little to your running backs in the pass game. You have got to adjust to this shit because if you don't, the Canes are going to lose more games. The Canes can forget about the playoffs because what we saw tonight, we saw in glimpses against Florida State, against Florida. We saw the turnoff of the offense and defense versus Notre Dame. We saw it against Florida State. Like, you've seen glimpses of these types of things. Penalties again. Oh, my God. 9 penalties. A lot of dumb penalties. Personal fouls. It's like silliness. Holdings that are killing drives. Like, I get this part. This part is a part where it's like, bro, you can't keep stabbing yourself in the freaking stomach every time and, shooting yourself in the freaking foot and killing drives before they begin. But you don't run anything of substance in the air. The middle of the field just is not even being used. Everything is to the outside. They don't run slants. They don't run crosses. It's just swing, swing, deep, swing, swing, deep, swing, swing. They had a bye week and they look like this. I don't want to hear about this being a Friday night football game. They would have looked like this tomorrow. They would look like this on Saturday night at 7 p.m. too. This wasn't about a Friday night game. This was about a coaching staff being completely outcoached. This isn't even about Carson Beck. He didn't play well, man. He owned it. The picks were killers. I get it. I get it. I get it. They were killers. But you have got to come up with other plays that with stuff that you can do across the middle. You've got to roll Carson Beck out sometimes. You've got to create space. You got to mix shit up, man. And you have to adjust your running attack. It can't just be helmet on helmet. Not 5-on-8 every play. I'm sitting where I'm sitting. Everyone around me is like, why don't they ever stretch it wide? Why don't they ever go to the wide side of the field? Why don't they ever do? It's like why? I'm in the press conference. My God, are they ever going to use any type of speed on the outside? Stretch it wide. Go around tackle. You have a monster tackle guard. Monsters on the right side. I think it's on the right side with Malgoa, and I think it's correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. The side that you have Malgoa and Cooper, and you have these two mountains of a man on that side. You don't think those guys can just pull out and smash somebody? They run no running back screens. They run no screens to the running backs. Every screen they run is to the wide receivers. I'm pissed off tonight. I'm really pissed off tonight. Louisville's a good team. I thought Louisville was a good team, but I thought Miami was just that much better. Sorry. I thought Miami was just that much better. And this is what it is. I mean, this is the Mario Cristobal, bro. Final possession of this game. Oh, I'm going to hit on two more things. Timeouts. Timeouts at the end of the first half and timeouts at the end of the game. Once again, the game clock management is an abomination. The clock management makes me want to cry. Coach to win, bro. I'm sitting there watching us drive the ball down in the final possession of the game, and I'm sitting here saying, are we playing for a field goal? Are we playing to win? Are we trying to push this bullshit into overtime? Are we trying to win this game right now? And the way they ran that possession was like they were playing to kick a field goal. And that fucking pisses me off. That's bitch ball. That's playing not to lose. That's playing scared. It's kind of how they played the fourth quarter against Florida State. And I don't care what Mario said in the press conference when he made a statement of, well, we're doing, we're at the 30, we got timeouts, we have some time, we're trying. He wasn't even you didn't run plays to score, dude. You didn't run plays to score. Everything was a dump off. Everything was a short pass. End of the first half. Louisville's got the ball. It's 14-10 after Miami has a dreadful 3 plays from inside the 10-yard line after a huge play to Malachi Tony. From the 9-yard line, Jordan Lyle runs up the gut, no gain because they got 8 guys in the box and there's nowhere to go. Second play, a horrible pass from Carson Beck to CJ Daniels. He threw the ball out of bounds. It was a throwaway. And the third play was Carson Beck running the ball because there was no one to throw the ball to. And he gets tackled for no gain and they kick the field goal. It's 14-10. That was a big loss right there because you're getting the ball to start the second half. By the way, I'll repeat this. I want the ball to start games. I want the ball to start. I want to score and take the lead. This shit where you're sitting here, we could double up possessions. When you're down 14-0, I don't want to hear it. So Louisville gets the ball with 1:52. Miami's got 3 timeouts. 11-yard pass, 3-yard pass, 3-yard pass, 5-yard pass, incompletion. There's still a minute left, right? With 50 seconds to go in the half, Louisville's got the ball at midfield at the 47-yard line. Now, in this situation, it's down to 4th and 2, and Miami has a choice to make: call a timeout and make Louisville make a decision, or don't call a timeout and let Louisville stand with their offense on the field and run the clock out. And Mario Cristobal, with 3 timeouts, decides to let them stand on the field and run the clock down to 12 seconds, and then they punt. They call time. They call timeout themselves, and they punt. And that's halftime. Mario Cristobal does not trust his team. I do not want to hear it. He does not trust his team. Because in that situation, if you get a punt, Louisville was not going to go for it. And the reason they weren't going to go for it was they're up 14-10, and they're not going to risk not getting it and Miami getting the ball at the 50 with 2 or 3 timeouts to score, potentially take the lead going in half. If Louisville was trailing 17-14 going into halftime, it would have been devastating for Louisville because they largely had controlled the first half, definitely the first quarter. Now, he doesn't call timeout, and he lets them run the clock out. If you trust your team, you call timeout. You make Louisville make that decision to go for it or punt, and they would have punted. I am sure of it. And yeah, you might be the 10. You might be at the 15. You don't know. You might be the 20. You might be the 20 or 25. I don't know where you're going to be. They might have a bad snap on the punt. I don't know what's going to happen. But you still got a couple of timeouts and a chance to get down the field, maybe at least kick a field goal. At least kick a field goal. If you run real offense instead of running swing left, swing right, swing left, swing right. So you go into halftime with 3 timeouts you didn't use. Wonderful. Now the first half, the first 3 plays of the second half, Mark Fletcher 2 yards, Carson Beck incomplete, Carson Beck for 5 yards, Canes punt. I mean, these possessions were pretty brutal. Now, Miami throws that. Miami at 24 throws the pick. They get the fumble back. Okay, so it's 17-13, and Louisville has the ball at the 25-yard line after we score, kick a field goal, and they go to 8 plays, 75 yards, and back to doing the swing pass, left, right, run. There was 3rd down and it was 2nd and 10. It was 3rd and 10. It was 3rd and 10, and they give up from their own 25, and they give up a 20-yard run to Isaac Brown. And you're sitting here, I was convinced that Louisville would run the ball, by the way. I was convinced they would run the ball. And they ran the ball and got 20 yards. Isaac Brown got 20 yards. First off, Louisville's not throwing the ball down the field. Why are you so worried about it? Watching Miami's DBs playing off the ball so much, they're just giving up yards. They're giving them up. This team is not throwing the ball down the field. They didn't the entire game. Literally the entire game. They never threw it downfield. That 20-yard game was massive. Because otherwise, Miami forces a punt, and they get the ball back at their own 35, 40-yard line, something like that. And you know what happens. Instead, they march down the field. And on 3rd and 3 from the Miami 36, after a timeout by that was a timeout by Louisville. It wasn't by Miami. I don't know why they said that. Timeout by Louisville. Miller Moss completes a cross to Chris Bell, and he goes 36 yards up the middle for a touchdown. So he had a 35-yarder and a 36-yarder for touchdowns on crossing routes. Crossers that went for 5 yards and just right up the middle of the field. Because Miami, I don't know what Miami's defense was doing. I have no idea. Now, Miami gets the ball back with 3:55 to go. Now, I will say this. Again, this is more timeout questions. With the game, with a 3rd and 8, Miami, where was it here? So with a 2nd and 4 from the Miami 47, Kajon Brown loses 4 yards. Like I said, if it wasn't Isaac Brown running the ball, they could not run the ball. And instead of calling a timeout there on 3rd and 8 to save some clock. They don't, and Louisville runs off 35, 40, like 35 seconds before throwing an incomplete pass on 3rd and 8, and then punts the ball. Miami lost 35 seconds right there, in my opinion, because they didn't call timeout. This is my opinion. I would have called timeout there. Miami's offense runs. They clearly run a more methodical way. They don't push pace. They're not going tempo. Don't really know why, actually, but they don't go tempo like they should, in my opinion. And they lost 35 seconds or so in that possession. They start off the possession from their own 15, 3:55 left. You should be able to go down the field in 3:55. First pass is a 2-yard pass to Keelan Marion. Second pass is incomplete. So it's 3rd and 8. A false start penalty on Miami makes it 3rd and 8. 3rd and 13, from the 12. And Beck completes a nice pass to CJ Daniels for 17 yards for 20 to make it 1st and 10 with 3:06. He completes the pass to CJ Daniels for 3 yards. But again, another situation where I would have probably called timeout, because I'm not sitting here worried about what Louisville's going to do if they get the ball back. I'm not worried about what Louisville's going to do if they get the ball back and Miami's up 28-24. Mario Cristobal is. He doesn't trust his team. I watched a guy who doesn't trust his team tonight, people. I saw a guy that doesn't trust his team. The goal is to score. It's not to score with as little time as possible. The goal is to score, to take the lead, not to tie the game, to take the lead. You have the momentum. You were down 24-13. You forced a fumble, scored a touchdown, got the ball back, and now have a chance to win on your home field. The place was going bananas, the people that didn't leave. Again, y'all fuckers that left early, fuck you. You disgust me. You disgust me. The crowd, when the game started, there were 20,000 empty seats when the game started. I don't give a shit if it's Friday. Leave work early if you're going to come to the game. Be on time. Make it a home field. Notorious Miami behavior. So, where the pass was completed to the far side of the field, whoever it was, guys on that side had to run all the way to the other side of the field to get lined up. They lost 30 seconds there again. 30 seconds. And they don't complete a pass. They complete 11-yard pass to Keelan Marion for a first down at the Miami 43. But again, you burned 30 seconds there again. It's just awful clock management. Then again, another 35 seconds to run a play. They complete a pass to CJ Daniels for 3 yards. I'm sorry, Keelan there for 11 yards. Another 35 seconds to run a play. Carson Beck runs for 1 yard, and it goes down to the 2-minute warning. And remember, you still got 3 timeouts. So you've burned a good minute of clock because you didn't use timeouts. Some people might disagree with me, but the foremost important thing to me is to score, is to get the lead. I'm not playing for field goal, bro, unless I have to. And this mentality was like they were playing for a field goal, despite what Mario says. It's 2nd and 9. Beck completes a 6-yard pass to Malachi Toney to the 50. I thought that was a much longer pass. I guess he stepped out of bounds. And again, another 24 seconds to run a play. 24. I guess, like the amount of time it took to run plays, they were just going slow. Beck completes the pass to Toney for 8, and it's 1st down and 10. Completes a 3-yard pass. Then again, now 126 drops down to 59 seconds. Again, we're taking 30 seconds, almost 30 seconds of play, and we just at the 50-yard line. It took almost 3 minutes to go from the 15 to the 50. 35 yards took 3 minutes. This isn't the first quarter, bro. This is the 4th quarter with the game on the line. So he completes a 6-yard pass to Jordan. I'm sorry, a 3-yard pass to C.J. Daniels. Then it completes a 6-yard pass to Jordan Lyle. So now we're down to 42 seconds. Jordan Lyle gets a 2-yard run, and Miami finally calls timeout. First down at the Louisville 31-yard line. And out of the timeout, Carson Beck throws an interception. Pass intercepted by TJ Capers. I mean, the play the kid made was incredible. I mean, I thought the ball about to hit the ground and it didn't. It was an amazing play. But we're only at the 30-yard line and we got 30 seconds left. And you're sitting here saying, what the flying fuck is going on here, people? Like, what in the world is going on here? How in the world are we moving the ball so slowly? Like, there was not one singular play down the middle of the field, and you've got 3 timeouts. It was mind blowing. Like, you look at this play; it was 36 seconds left, and I'm just floored by what I'm looking at. I'm watching it right now. I can't put it on here, but I'm watching it here. You got Malachi Tony in the slot. I think that's C.J. Daniels up top. I think it is. No, it was. Oh God, it was Elijah Lofton. He didn't make the. Now I'm even more mad. I'm even more mad. Again, there's your tight end, bro. He didn't. He didn't. He sees the ball. See, I thought he didn't see the ball. He needed to break it off quicker. He didn't break it off, like Carson Beck said, and he's running away from the ball. Elijah Lofton, unreal. I thought it was C.J. Daniels. It was Elijah Lofton. This is like, again, we ran nothing downfield. We ran nothing to attack. Nothing. Like I'm watching this route, this play right here. There's nobody running a cross route. There's nobody running a crosser. This is the whole game, people. Boom. Everyone's running flies. I'm sick, man. I'm so sick. And I hope you feel the same way. Carson Beck threw 4 picks, but Mario Cristobal lost this game. Shannon Dawson lost this game. These coaches lost this game. Now they got to pick up the bootstraps, pick up the big boy pants, and get ready for Stanford next week. 7:30, 7 or 7:30 start. Don't know exact. I hope they move the game back to 12 or 3:30 because I guess they thought Miami would be ranked number 2. Yeah. Incredible. What an absolute fucking disaster. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Where do you think it went wrong tonight? I gave you 1,000 things that went wrong tonight. You know what's funny? You know what's real fun or I'm not funny but sad same time? Carson Beck never got sacked. 0 sacks. And the weakness of the Louisville Cardinals was their offensive line. And Jeff Brom completely readjusted his game plan, knowing he's playing an elite defensive line and did not want to have his quarterback on his back. So he changed everything. And Mario Cristobal and company were unprepared. That's unforgivable. That's your job. It's your job, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's what everyone is going to do the rest of the year. By the way, first half, OJ Frederic, I ain't trying to call people out, but holy Lord, he was atrocious in the first half. He played better in the second half. First half, marginally. But first half, horrific. He got 3 pass defenses because they threw the ball at his ass all game. They threw the ball at his ass all game. Chris Bell had 9 catches. That was Chris Bell. Chris Bell was his guy. 9 catches for 136, 2 touchdowns. That's on OJ Frederick. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. They better get it together, man, or this promising season is going to go up in smoke real fast. And I'm not trying to overreact, but what I saw tonight was a continuation of the fourth quarter and other things that we have seen throughout the year that you really want to blow off and say, we were winning comfortably or whatever. Nah, this is now becoming an issue. I don't think the players were looking at social media and shit like that. I think they were just unprepared. They were not in the right spots. They were not ready for what was thrown at them. And there were 0 adjustments made throughout the game for most, like real adjustments made, because I kept seeing them playing 6, 7, 8 yards off the ball defensively as far as the DBs. Y'all hit the like button, man. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this, man. Who do you put this on? I put it on. I mean, I think Beck has blame, but this is on coaches. People will say, "Oh, players are gonna play." No, this is if my starting safety is sitting here telling you we never saw none of this stuff on film. We were not prepared for any of this stuff from the coaches. Who are you blaming? You let me know your thoughts. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Hope you got a land here tonight. I gave away like 100 of them. But yeah, that's all I got, man. What a fucking disaster. Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Out, the podcast. Come on now.